she tried to summon Satan and ended up setting the school on fire. When fire officials
told her pull up and let's vibe, sipping on Patron, bitch we live, feeling like a star, nigga high, bitch I'm high, yeah, yeah. Got a bad bitch, thick like Cardi B, twerk on OnlyFans, still belong to me. Got my money up, living on my dream, smacking all these hoes, spread my energy. Say she got a man, don't feel her needs. Bad little bitch cold, made a nigga freeze.
What's good, everybody? I'm Brandon. Today I'm about to do another video from Most Amazing Top 10. Haven't done a video I haven't done a channel in a minute. I fuck with the channel heavy. This one right here is titled Top 10 Scary Real Life Teachers. Y'all requested it, don't trip you not, got y'all. Scary real life teachers? Have I ever had a teacher that was scary? I mean, when I was a kid, you'll have those teachers that are mean. So I guess you kind of view them as scary. I remember I was in the first grade or second grade. I hated my teacher. She was like the meanest fucking lady in the world, bro. What's her name? I'm not gonna say, excuse me, I'm not gonna say her name. But yeah, to me, she was scary. To everybody else, she was scary. I had that fucking scary teacher. You know, in elementary school, where everybody got that teacher that they just hate and everybody's scared of? I had that teacher, bro. Oh, that shit sucks. But anyway, I'm gonna hop into this video. If y'all want to talk about your teachers down in the comments, go ahead. You know, shout out to the scary teachers out there. Now, I don't know why do they be so scary? Do they hate their job? Why do they treat their students so bad? It's like, all right, you chose to be a teacher, but why are you being so mean to the students? I never really understood that. It doesn't make sense, right? They chose to go into this profession. They chose to be a teacher. So now that you're teaching, why are you being so mean? I don't get it. But anyway, I'm gonna hop into this. We're gonna see. Let's go.
Let's be real. Most of us have had a few scary or crazy teachers in our lifetime. And if you haven't, I'm not sure if you're lucky or not, because they do provide some entertainment value, depending on how scary they are, of course. And while there are tons of really great teachers out there, it sure is entertaining to hear about the scary ones.
I've never seen her before.
And maybe
I definitely feel like this chick is new.
You might not think your past teachers are so bad after hearing this top 10 list. And if your teachers are worse than the ones on this list, then let me know in the comments below.
Lindsay.
Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary real life teachers part 2. This is part 2, so you know the drill. Make sure to check out part 1 to the series as well. And if you want to see more scary content from us, then check out this playlist right here.
Let the pop.
Starting off this countdown, we have Elizabeth Davies.
Come on, bitch.
Elizabeth Davies worked at Swansea Half-Ode Primary School for students from kindergarten to grade 3. This scary teacher would roam around the hallways and attack students who smelled bad by spraying them with air freshener. Okay, I certainly remember the nasty BO smells in high school, but for a teacher to actually spray primary students, that's on the next level. Not only that, but this crazy teacher would also spray students who passed gas and then force the students to all wash their hands with pine disinfectant. Those poor students were probably terrified to eat anything with intense smells.
She might have been like OCD or something.
Not done yet. If a student happened to wet themselves, she would make them stand.
Guaranteed she's extremely happy that everybody has to wear a mask now. She's like, yes.
In the corner on a newspaper. Like, the poor kids are already embarrassed enough. Luckily, Davies was fired from her job over child protection concerns. So don't worry, kids, you can keep the onions on your burger. Coming in at number 9 is Maria Riviera. Maria was a teacher in a middle school located in Florida. Apparently, cash was tight, so Maria thought it would be a good idea to start selling drugs to her students. Real life Breaking Bad, anyone?
A teacher
Maybe
was
they need
trapping.
to start more in the United States if they need to sell drugs to afford health care. But seriously, middle school teachers are supposed to be.
So the teacher was like, hey, listen, for your homework tonight, ask your parents if they need any drugs.
Teaching kids why they shouldn't do drugs. But this teacher had a different lesson in mind. Apparently, Maria even took the students off campus and taught them how to prepare and ingest the drugs, because it was their first time doing so. The jury found this scary teacher guilty of selling drugs within 1,000 meters of a school and contributing to the delinquency of minors. Coming in at number 8 is Miss S.
What the fuck?
So this is another personal story of mine. In In my last video, I shared a bunch of my own personal stories with some scary teachers that I've had. You should go watch that video because I've had some pretty terrifying teachers. And here is another one. So this teacher had no care for her students whatsoever. She was always miserable, she hated children, and hated being a teacher. When collecting homework, she would just snatch it straight out of your hands. And when giving out paperwork, she would just throw it at you. Then if you ever left your bag on the floor, she would kick it out of the way. Even step on your personal belongings. She did not care at all. But she was also one of those teachers that when the principal would come in, she would act super fake, like, oh, hi, good morning, welcome to my lovely class. We're just learning about the Pythagorean theorem. She was so fake. So mean and so rude. Coming in at number 7 is Anne DeVille. Anne DeVille is a former teacher from...
So she was just mean and rude? I'm dead. Everybody had teachers like that.
Elementary school.
I'm ready for some crazy stuff.
This scary teacher was suspended for allegedly sitting on a student's head
Not all of us are fortunate.
farting. The 34-year-old student was trying to teach the student a lesson for calling her an ugly fat ass. In a rage, she then pushed the student to the ground, bent over, and farted on him. Okay, so that student does deserve some bad karma for saying that, but this scary teacher took it on a whole new level.
You know what?
They didn't get pink eye.
That's some shit I would do. I'm gonna keep it all the way in stack. If my student is getting on my nerves, I could just put him on the ground, fucking fart on him. I would do some shit like that.
Making our way down the list, number 6, we have the interrogator.
Traumatize that student. Look. Traumatize that student for the rest of their life, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be laughing at that student like, so fart on you. They'll never forget that shit. That'll take that student from elementary all the way to high school. Niggas will remember that.
Just that made you feel like they were your friend, you know? Like you could just trust them with all your secrets. Well, this teacher was not someone like that. She was the complete opposite. In class one day, the teacher noticed one of her students was visibly upset and uncomfortable. Instead of pulling her aside and asking her what's wrong, she proceeded to call her out in front of the class. She was interrogating the poor girl, telling her to, and I quote, "Suck it up, Buttercup," and to stop moping around. The girl burst into tears, and finally, after the teacher pressured her, she announced to the class that she was suffering from a bladder infection, and that's why she was acting different. Now, the teacher, instead of apologizing for outing the poor girl, laughed right at her, in her face. Like, that's super embarrassing and cruel. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the thief. So, do school boards not run background checks on teachers or something? Because this next teacher was a criminal who went to jail for petty theft. And guess what? He continued his ways while being a teacher. Apparently, while students were out of the class, he would rummage through their bags and steal things. It could be anything from money to a banana from their lunch to pens, even tampons. It seemed like he was compelled to steal things. He just couldn't help himself. Little klepto, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's the title.
He also had access to their locker combinations. So during lunch, when students were distracted, he would also go through their lockers. Once he was caught by his students, but said he was just doing drug check to make sure no one was bringing illegal substances to school. Well, eventually he was caught when his students decided to go through his briefcase, and then they found all of their missing items. He was suspended, and the students never heard from him ever again. Coming in at number 4 is the notorious Travis Lechin. That sounds good. Travis Lechin is a 31-year-old former chemistry teacher at Hanover Central High in the US. It's pretty scary to think that teachers are meant to be role models for kids, but this one thought it would be a great idea to give his underage students alcohol and smokes at his home, and then take them to a strip club to party with him. Does he not have friends his own age? Like, I'm
probably not.
He actually invited students over to his...
This nigga said, we partying, bitch. Pull up.
Regularly.
Told her pull up and vibe.
On the way home from the strip club, Travis was speeding with the kids in the car and was pulled over by the police, which obviously put an end to his little field trips. Apparently, the teacher wanted to show one of his students a good time for his birthday, but I guess a birthday ribbon or singing in the classroom wasn't enough. He was immediately suspended without pay. He faces up to 1 year in prison on 3 charges relating to the delinquency of a minor. He seems like one of those kids that like didn't have a good high school career, like he wasn't a popular kid, so now he's like living vicariously
high
through
school.
these kids. Just saying. At number 3, we
Man, I bet you everybody loved that teacher though. Everybody would love that teacher. I would. If I was in high school, he's like, hey, B, listen, I'm about to go here. You want to come with me? We're going to go to strip club. We're going to get some hookers. We're going to drink. I'd be like, nigga, let's go. Like, you feel me?
The
But,
Tennessee teachers.
can't do that.
A group of teachers in Tennessee took a couple 6th grade classes on a field
6th
trip.
grade.
But
Okay,
the
let's see what
teachers
happened.
thought it would be a good idea to play a prank on the class by telling them that they were in danger and a man with a gun was coming after them.
That's some shit I would
Not
do.
a good prank. The students were obviously panicking, hiding under tables, crying, and
They probably
praying.
was
To
cracking
make
up
matters
laughing.
worse, one of the teachers dressed in a hooded sweatshirt and went around pretending
That's
to be the
hilarious.
gunman by knocking on the windows and opening doors. The
That's
teacher
hilarious.
later said she planned this prank to teach kids how to react if there was a real gunman coming after them.
This is
Students
hilarious.
these days are already terrified enough of all the school shooting stories. And it's so
True.
crazy that not only one, but multiple teachers thought this would be a good idea.
We need to do some
Obviously,
research
it's not.
into this, nigga. I
Why
want to
are they
hear more
teachers?
about this.
In our second spot, we have the
Hold on. We gotta see. Okay, what was this? What were they called?
Tennessee teachers. A group of teachers
just
in
called
Tennessee.
teachers. Okay. All right.
We have the
my
dissociative identity
on,
disorder. This next story involves a teacher that suffered from
Tennessee
dissociative
teachers. I remember
identity
that.
disorder. Apparently, on some days, he would come in and
Tennessee teachers. I'm gonna make a video on that. We gotta look into that. That's
super
hilarious.
happy and goofy. Students loved him on these days. He would make the lessons super interesting, and every Friday let the students watch a movie. Sounds like an amazing teacher, right?
Yeah.
Not so much. His other personality was the polar opposite. He was super
shit.
strict and grouchy. He would yell at his students and get upset super fast.
Sound
One
like me.
time, he even apparently ripped up a girl's project. The girl mounted her research on a green poster paper, and he ripped it up and stomped all over it because he said it sucked and that he hated the color green. So,
Oh, yeah, this
every
nigga
day
is
going into his
tripping.
class, students were scared. They would pray they got the nice goofy teacher, and when they didn't, they would be scared for their lives. In our number one spot, we have the HELLRAISER.
I wonder if he
When I say
graded like
crazy
that too.
teachers, I don't mean like the fun,
He give
kooky
you an A
ones,
when he's
like the
feeling good,
art
give
or
you an
drama
F for no
teachers.
reason?
No,
Oh,
I mean
shit.
the ones that are genuinely crazy. Like you just wonder what's going on up there. Like this next teacher. So at high school, this teacher taught religion, but
Oh,
would
shit.
mainly focus her studies on Satanism,
Oh,
which
that's fine.
I don't think was in the
I'm kidding.
curriculum. She clearly was a
Let me hear
Satanist
it.
and was trying to gain followers.
pushing that on
In
her?
fact, she even ran
Why you gotta have this beautiful woman and say hell Satan just because she got tattoos? Tattoos don't mean
an
that.
after-school
I'm
group
dead.
called Livid, which is devil backwards. She then would tell members of the group that she was in love with Satan and how he would tell her things. Apparently,
this
he
is
was a
true.
voice in her head. Well, things got out of hand when one day during this group she tried to summon Satan and ended up setting the school on fire. When fire officials arrived, she said that Satan was the one that told her to burn down the school, and that if she did so, she would finally be able to meet him. Like, what?
Yeah, she just
It's
she
crazy,
off, my
but
guy.
also kind of ironic how she was teaching religion. So I
Okay, that number one, she was tripping. I mean, that's her religion though. That's her religion. She felt like Satan was in her head and Satan was telling her to do shit. So she did it. I mean, yeah. That's, hey, just like there's good spirits out there, there's evil spirits out there, bro. But anyway, I'm about to look this up, the Tennessee teachers. I'm gonna make a whole video on that bitch tomorrow. But it was a good video. Shout out to Most Amazing Top 10. Some of these teachers weren't even like insanely crazy. They just were mean, like the one that she described for herself. But some other ones, yeah, fucking crazy. Burning down schools, taking niggas to bars and strip clubs. That's tight though. I wish. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments. I'm gonna see y'all next time.